Yo, it's your boy Golden Falls, Golden What If, whatever you want to call me. And this is a little quick little intro to what this is. This is basically the entirety of my What If Tanjiro was able to use Chakra series. It's going to be basically the equivalent to the movie of it, everything compiled together. So if you're watching this, if you're watching this right now, um, you can either check it out in a full movie format if you like that, or if you want, you can go to the playlist. You can go to the playlist and on my channel, and you should be able to find What If Tanjiro was able to use Chakra, and it should be on a per episode basis if you prefer that. Either way, it doesn't matter. But this is basically a compilation of all those episodes into one big movie. So if you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. And this will be the last time you're hearing of current me, I guess. This little preamble to what's going to happen. All these were obviously pre-recorded and already happened. So, yeah, if you enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. And, yeah, I hope you enjoy. Later.
So the story all starts with a young boy by the name of Tanjiro, beloved by everyone because of his childish heart and supportive of everybody in the village, from the village to his family. His family lives in the mountains, and they would send him down to the village to basically sell coal for money. The landscape is just covered in snow today, with a very ice cold breeze. Tanjiro telling his family that he wants to give them an amazing new year. He decides to leave and sell coal to the village and hopefully get enough money to bring back a bunch of goodies for his siblings. And making it to the village, everyone is happy to see him. Tanjiro, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? I'd love to buy some coal from you, Tanjiro. Can I buy coal from you? So yeah, he goes to the village and he basically sells out all his coal. And then yeah, through basically hours of him just helping other people and so on and so forth, he basically sets off to go back home. And then eventually night is about to approach, and the old man Sabiro, I think it's Sabiro or something like that, basically tells him to stay with him for the night to avoid man-eating demons. And Tanjiro, completely confused, baffled at the fact that what are you talking about, man-eating demons? There is no man-eating demons. I'll be quick, I promise. And he's like, no, I promise, it's okay, just stay here for the night, and then you can go off in the morning. So he agrees, and he decides to just go to sleep. Then that next morning, he wakes up, and he starts climbing the mountain, and he begins to smell something. He's like, what is that smell? Is that the smell of blood? And then he reaches his household to see his whole family dead. Everyone dead, and he's running around looking for anybody that's alive. And he sees his little sister, Nezuko, and he's like, Nezuko, what happened here? What happened, Nezuko? And Nezuko, seeing that she has some life in her still and can feel her pulse, picks her up and starts carrying her and running down. And he's gasping for air. He's like, I can't stop now, but the cold's freezing my lungs. I can't breathe. And he just keeps running, and then eventually he stumbles and falls off the mountain and lands in the snow. And he's like, oh my god, thank god the snow's here, or I would have been done for. Then out of nowhere, Nezuko just heals all her wounds and tries to eat Tanjiro, basically, and bite him. And Tanjiro grabs his hatchet and puts it in front of his face, and he's like, Nezuko, what are you doing? Snap out of it, Nezuko. What are you doing? And he realizes that Nezuko, she's a demon. And then this man, this person that's in this half and half outfit, and he has this black hair, just dashes in and basically kicks Nezuko, and Tanjiro's like, no, don't hurt my sister. It's Nezuko, my little sister. Don't hurt her. And Tomioka is basically telling him like, this is not your sister anymore, kid. Like, this is a demon. Like, and I'm here to kill demons. And Tanjiro basically starts protecting Nezuko, and he's like, kid, move. Like this is my job. Like, I gotta do this. Like, there's no other way around it. And Tanjiro's basically like, I won't let you. I won't let you hurt my sister. So he basically tries to attack Tomioka, and obviously he just completely whiffs. Like, Tomioka's skilled, obviously, and he's like thinking like, I have to somehow beat this guy. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So he decides to grab his hatchet and get up, and Tomioka's kind of like, is that the best you can do? Like, come on, man. Like, you want to protect your sister, right? Like, you want me to stop me from killing your sister, right? And Tanjiro realizes that Nezuko's like in his arms, like basically like Tomioka grabbed her, and he couldn't even see it, and he's just baffled at the power that this guy's like portraying. And he's like, how'd you grab her? And he's like, you want your sister back, right? Then come at me. And Tanjiro basically runs back, grabs a rock, starts running around the trees, throwing the rock. And obviously, like, this rock doesn't hit him, and then Tanjiro charges with his hatchet, but then he gets knocked out. But then out of nowhere, the hatchet came from above. It almost takes Tomioka's head off, and Tomioka's like, whoa, like, that actually almost killed me. And he's like wondering, like, dang, this kid's smart. Like, seriously smart. And but meanwhile, like, Tanjiro's just knocked out, and Tanjiro realizes and wakes up, but like in this very dark and gloomy area, and he's like, where am I? Where's the guy that took Nezuko? Where's Nezuko? And he kind of just walking around, and like, he's like, what's this water underneath me? I'm just like, he's like walking through water. It's like this, like he's in his subconscious, and he sees someone in the distance. He sees a man with a white looking robe and spiky hair with, like, it looks like little horns, and this red thing in the middle of his forehead with these like black like orbs floating around him. And then the man speaks, and he goes, hello, Tanjiro. My name is Haragamo Otsutsuki, but of course you can call me the Sage of Six Paths. And then Tanjiro is just like shocked. He's like, what is going on? And the Sage of Six Paths basically tells him, like, I'm the living embodiment of your chakra. This might sound weird, and it might sound odd, but because this world doesn't have chakra in it, and from the world that I was once in, that's why I'm within you. I am the living embodiment of your control of chakra. And Tanjiro just shocked, like, wait, I have so many questions. Like, what's chakra? Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I cannot tell you that much now, but I will soon reconnect with you in the future to expand on this power you hold. He's like, Tanjiro, do your best and stay alive. And then Tanjiro just wakes up and is like, like, what happened? And he looks, and he sees Nezuko like knocked out on the ground next to him, and he's like, what are you gonna do? Kill us? And then Tomioka looks at him and goes, no, kid, I'm not gonna kill you. He's like, you showed something extremely promising. I want you to train with my master. Yes, kid. I want you to go train with my master Urokodaki in the mountains. I will tell him about you. All you need to go is to those mountains and find him. He will teach you. He will mold you into something that can protect your sister. Just remember, you cannot let your sister eat or kill a human. if that ever happens, you will be forced to make the hard decision to kill her. Tanjiro just sitting there in complete awe and like, and thinking, is this guy really giving me a chance here? A chance to save my sister? Tomioka basically looks at him like, the rest is up to you, kid. He's like, I gotta go. And Tomioka just leaves, and Tanjiro just completely shocked gets Nezuko, and they begin to leave. And he obviously goes by that little barn area that he does in canon, and he gets a little basket and some straw, and puts her in the basket so that they can move up to the mountain safely. And then as they approach, nighttime strikes. So he lets Nezuko out, and they begin just walking up the mountain, and he begins to smell blood again. And him just like panicking, like, oh my god, like what is up there? And they see a demon feasting on humans, on these humans in this house, and he's like, like I have dibs on these humans, like get out of here, these are my humans. And the demon looks behind him and goes, are you even demons? I know this one is. And he points at Nezuko, but you don't look like a demon to me. And Nezuko's sitting there just like drooling out the mouth, like because of like the humans and the blood. The demon charges at Tanjiro, but Tanjiro is like just able to evade, and they begin like basically like a brawl. And Tanjiro barely able to keep up, like he's getting put on the back foot, and eventually he finds a slight opening and chops the demon's head off with his hatchet and throws it at the wall, or at the tree. And then he's like basically gasping for air. He's like, oh, thank God, I did it. And then he sees the body of the demon stand up, and the eyes open of its head, and the body charges at Nezuko and tries to fight, and Nezuko and him and the demon basically get into a fight, while Tanjiro's trying to fend off the head of the demon with like its little like legs and arms sticking out, and barely able to beat it. He finally succeeds, or that's what he thought. And the body strikes him in the back, kicking him. And Tanjiro seemingly goes unconscious, and he's back in the mindscape. And the Sage of Six Paths looks at him and goes, you're in a bit of a predicament, huh, kid? And he's like, yes, I am, obviously. He's like, look, this is what I can do for you. I can teach you a secret technique that very few people know. It's called the 8 gates. It's not going to be easy to learn, and I can only teach you the first gate right now. But it might be able to get you out of the situation that you're in. And he's like, whatever it takes, like, I don't know. And he's like, you are in the mindscape, so you won't feel any strain here, but you will feel the strain out there. So just be ready for that after you're done. And he basically teaches him how to open the first gate while he's in the mindscape, because the mindscape isn't really malleable with time, or at least it's slowed down in that sense. And Tanjiro wakes up right before the demon's about to bite his face off, rolls, and he activates the first gate. And then Tanjiro, kicking the demon, launches its head at the tree, and it basically cracks in half. Tanjiro's looking at it like, oh my god, my strength. And then he like winces in pain. He's like, oh, and he can feel the strain on his body. And then as the body from behind grabs onto Tanjiro, and Tanjiro is struggling to like get it off of him, and he basically throws it at the tree as well. And then here comes Urokodaki, the master of Tomioka, slices into the demon to get it completely off of Tanjiro, and then they burn it alive, and the demon just perishes. And then Tanjiro looks at him and goes, are you? And then he's like still wincing in pain. He's like, Ugh. Are you Urokodaki? Are you the one I'm supposed to be looking for? And he's like, that's me. And he's like, get ready for the most grueling training of your life. And he looks behind him and he goes, a demon, huh? That's your sister? And he goes, yeah, that's my sister. He goes, just know that if she gets out of line or tries to even hurt us, I will have to kill her. And Tanjiro basically looks at him and goes, I know. But I promise, she's never hurt a human. And she never will. Good, kid. Now let's start your training.
He begins his training with Urokodaki, and just like in canon, he begins to climb that mountain for the first time, and he tells Tanjiro, like, Tanjiro, you make it back down before sunrise, like, I'm not gonna wait for you, all that, you know? So Tanjiro begins running into like tons of traps, log rollers, fucking death pits, bro, like everything, man. But he decides, oh, maybe if I use my sense of smell, I can get through this a lot easier. So he starts using his sense of smell, and he's able to kind of dodge and weave some of the traps, but he realizes that his body isn't strong enough to like dip and weave the attacks that he's sensing through his nose. So I feel like he basically learns like, okay, now this is the time, like I have to this is my training right here, like I gotta get better, I gotta get stronger, like for Nezuko, for my family, all that. So then he barely makes it back, and he just goes to sleep, and he enters the mindscape again, and all he hears is, hello young Tanjiro. And he's like, Sage of Six Pass, hello. And he goes, I see that you're learning how to kill demons, or these so-called demons. He goes, yes, I am. It seems really hard, but I'm just gonna keep pushing myself and pushing, you know, just for the sake of Nezuko and my family. He goes, well look, I would love to show you some basics of chakra control that you can of course practice on your own. And Tanjiro basically responds, and he's like, really? Thank you so much, like that would mean so much, I appreciate it. And he basically teaches Tanjiro like the idea of focusing chakra in your feet and your hands and your and all that, like, you know, from water walking, tree climbing, tons of stuff, you know. And he basically continues for the next 2 years training under Urokodaki, right, just like in canon. And after those 2 years of just learning and training, his body is like, you know, pretty strong, and obviously he's been writing every single day to like basically tell Nezuko like all the stuff he's been doing and going through throughout this whole process of trying to become a demon slayer. And then basically Tanjiro and Urokodaki walk up to the mountain and walk up to this big rock, and he's like Tanjiro, like, you've done so well, but this is the last thing that you need to qualify for the final selection. And he's like, what do I have to do? Like, what do you want me to do? And he's like, you need to slice this huge rock. And Tanjiro looks at him and is like, wait, really? He's like, yes, this will be hard, but I know that like you'll be able. And Tanjiro kind of cuts him off a little bit. And he's like, no, like, is there a bigger one? And he's like, what do you mean bigger one? And he's like, never mind, don't worry about it. And then the Sage of Six Pass basically goes into his mind. He's like, you should slice this without chakra control or the assistance of chakra. And Tanjiro basically agrees, and he was like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing, because chakra might make this a little too easy. And we're gonna recap basically what I feel like he would have learned based over that 2 year gap. Since he doesn't really have grasp on like chakra itself, I feel like he basically like mastered like water walking and stuff like that, so he has pretty good chakra control in terms of like his body. And he's also working on like forcing chakra into his sword, which I think that's basically what he was talking about, that he force shot chakra into the sword. It would have made it pretty easy to slice through the rock. And he's also working on the gates, but he's only currently able to go to the third gate Because obviously, like but like it's very, very, very draining. Like the third gate is practically like a do or die. Like if after this I'm gonna get knocked out, like I'm gonna be out cold for a while, type of thing for him, because he's still not all there, you know. So he basically agrees with Hagoromo. He's like, yeah, you're right, like I shouldn't do that. And then he just begins training again, and this boy with a mask comes out of nowhere, and he's like, Tanjiro's like, who are you, dude? And he's like, I'm Sabito, like I'm a demon slayer. And he's like, and then he's like, basically like, now I want you to fight me. And Tanjiro kind of looks at him weird, like, you sure, man? Like I don't even know who you are, dude. And Hagoromo says, like, no using chakra control. And then Tanjiro's like, oh, what do you mean I can't use chakra? And then Sabito kind of sees him like talking out loud, and he's like, what are you talking about? What do you like And then he's like, never mind, don't worry about it. He's like, all right, let's go. And he basically charges at him, and Tanjiro just proceeds to get his ass whooped. I mean, like, nothing's gonna change on that. Like, not using chakra, he's still gonna get his ass whooped. And he basically tells him, like, if you ever hope to like slice through that rock, you're gonna have to beat me, man. Like, you're not gonna be able to, like, you're not like strong enough. Like, you're not ready. And then Makomo, or this young girl just out of nowhere, is sitting on the rock, and he's like, you know, you could be nicer, Sabito. Sazo kind of like, whatever. And then Makomo's like, you know, he really did his best. And in Tanjiro's mind, he's like, I kind of technically didn't, but whatever. They don't need to do it. They don't need to know that. And then Tanjiro's like, what are you guys doing here? Like, what? And she's like, I'm with Sabito to help you. And he's like, and Tanjiro's basically like confused. He's like, how do you guys even know I'm here? Like this. He's like, we're Urokodaki's like old students. And he's like, oh really? That's amazing. And at this point, like, Tanjiro's like pretty clueless to the fact that these people are basically spirits, like here to like guide him and help him, you know. But he basically begins to like keep training for the next like 6 months, and then he has that final duel, right? And that final duel with him, and he goes, and they're just like, now go! And they charge at each other, and Tanjiro just like opens his eyes, and he just sees this like darkness, and then he sees Sabito, and he sees this white lingering thread, and he's like, that thread, I see it. And when it tightens, and he swings, and it slices Sabito's mask clean off, and he's like, whoa, I did it without even the use of. And then Sage of Six Paths kind of like chimes in. He's like, use of chakra? You didn't even use chakra, kid. Good job. He's like, I knew you were getting better, but like, this is amazing. You haven't even been using chakra, and like your speed is pretty good. He's like, thanks. And then Sabito looks at him and was like, who the hell are you talking to? He's like, oh, sorry about that. And soon after, he looks at the rock, and he's like, well, this should be easy enough, and slices it in half. And he's like, I guess that means I'm ready for the final selection. And he begins to go off to the house, and like, you know, and then talks to Urokodaki, and they eat like heavy meal, like he's never eaten before, right? And Urokodaki basically tells him like this is a cause for a celebration. Not many people, we don't get to celebrate very often, and I feel like this is definitely like a cause for it. And right before he leaves, Urokodaki tells him, look, I'll watch after Nezuko for you. Like, I don't want you to worry about that. You need to worry about the final selection. And he thanks Urokodaki, and he goes to turn and leave, and he's like, bye, Urokodaki, like, I'll talk to you when I get back. And he begins running off, and he stops, and he turns, and he goes, say bye to Sabito and Makomo for me. and just begins running off. And completely shocking Urokodaki. He's just standing there like at a loss for words. And now he's off to the final selection. On his way there, and well, he finally gets there. He sees these like cherry blossoms type of thing. It's like these pink, like bright, like trees that are like just majestic. And these two little girls will look like little girls to him. They're just talking in like this weird robotic state, and are basically telling him that beyond these like cherry blossoms and beyond these trees, like there is no protection from demons. You are on your own. And Tanjiro looks at them and just thinks to himself, this is what I've been training for. This is how I'm gonna get Nezuko back. This is how I'm gonna avenge my family. And then he kind of focuses down and goes, Haragoma, Sage of Six Paths. And he replies, yes, Tanjiro. I think it's time to show off this chakra I've been working on, and these moves I've been working on for a while now. And he thinks, and then Haragoma thinks, he goes, I think the final selection is the perfect time to unveil it. Yeah, definitely. Basically, Tanjiro enters the demon-filled forest, seeing a demon, and it looks at him and just charges at him full speed and is like, kid, I need your blood. It's been so long. Like, now die. And Tanjiro kind of just swiftly sidesteps the demon, slicing off both of the demon's arms, and he kind of crouches beside the demon and goes, listen, demon, I need you to tell me something. Can I turn a demon back into a human? The demon begins to just screech and in anguish and just begin running at Tanjiro once again. But Tanjiro just looks at it and just goes, well, that's a pity, man. And goes, well, I guess you know nothing as well. Slicing the demon's head off, killing him. And basically thinking to himself, well, I guess I have to continue. And begins to think, like, what is this final selection anyways? Just for us to kill demons? I mean, and if we're not prepared, what, you just die? Then the Sage of Six Paths chimes in. He's like, I know this may seem odd, because this is odd to me as well. But this is what the world is. Brutal as usual. I guess you're right, Sage, but this is just crazy. Out of nowhere, you can hear screaming, followed by large footsteps. You just hear this kid run by, and he's like, help me, please. And this demon with this deep voice, with like these thuds, with his huge feet like stepping on the ground. Come on, kid, don't run. Death is inevitable. No, please, don't, stay away. Make this easy on me, kid. Come and die. Then Tanjiro like charges and kicks the demon right in the face. What the? Kid, do you have a death wish? The demon looks at Tanjiro for a second. Wait, that mask. You look familiar. Wait, you're one of Urokodaki's brats. I've already killed and eaten so many of you. What are you talking about? The Demon Slayers. Or, well, the Demon Slayers in training, I guess. Now inside of me. Tanjiro, just shocked, begins to remember Sabito and Makomo. Were they spirits? Were they dead this whole time? How were they even... Never mind. That's not something I can think about right now. Dead now. Inside of this thing? Kid, you seem mad. Unfortunately, that brat with the orange hair couldn't even beat me. Well, unfortunately for him. You monster. You killed him. Kid, you can't beat me. Got a slice off my head, and we know that won't happen. Tanjiro then completely focuses and puts his hands together, leaving only both his middle and index finger raised up, then switches, releasing both of his hands, making some sort of cross between both of his hands, saying, "Shadow Claw Jutsu!" "Oh, cool trick, kid, but that won't matter at all." "What? There's 10, no, 20 at least of you." All in unison, they say, "Water breathing! Second form! Water wheel!" All jumping at the hand demon, together slicing the hand demon's head clean off. And just like that, it's over. Tanjiro then looks at the hand demon, thinking about Nezuko, his sister. That Nezuko could have became a demon just like this. Feeling sympathy for the hand demon, he grabs the demon's hand and goes, "Please God, help this demon on his way to the afterlife. Please do not punish him for what he has done." The demon looks at Tanjiro with contempt and sorrow at the same time. As tears drop from the demon's face, he's at peace with his own death. Tanjiro then runs over to the kid that was just running away and scared, and he looks at him and goes, "Hey, are you okay?" And then the kid's like, "Yeah, I'm okay. Thanks to you." He's like, "No problem, man. Like, just be careful." Tanjiro then starts making his way up the mountain again, and he begins running into some minor demons, but obviously he's able to defeat them pretty easily, asking him the same thing he's been asking every other demon: is there a way to make a demon turn back into a human? They all refuse to answer, or just are so bloodthirsty that they don't. But after all that, he still makes it out alive and makes it to the top of the mountain, eventually meeting the two so-called proctors of this final selection. These two girls gave them these instructions in the first place, and Tanjiro looks around thinking that there's not many people here. What happened to everybody? He sees a guy with this weird colored hair, orange hair, that's kind of just freaking out. Sees a guy with a bunch of scars, and then this girl that's just seems like she's completely absent to what's going on in life right now and what's going on around her. So calm. It's weird. He kind of just wonders how did so many people. And then the Sage of Six Backs comes and chimes back in and tells him, "Look, kid, death is inevitable for everybody. Unfortunately, going into this, I know this isn't my world specifically, but people die. In my world, it's the same way. You need to fight for something, and you have something to fight for. Don't forget that." Tanjiro basically thinks to himself "You're right. My sister, I do have something to fight for. And I can't die. Not yet." And the girls then begin talking, and they're like, "Welcome back. Now, you guys all did a great job at surviving the forest." And they begin kind of rambling, doing their initial ramble, and this guy with scars walks up to him and goes "Hey, you two, where's my sword? Give me my Ichirin sword. I want it right now." And the girls kind of just ignore him in the beginning, but he grabs one of them by on the head, forcing Tanjiro to walk up to him, grabbing his arms. "Let her go." "Or what? What are you gonna do?" "I'll break your arm, that's what I'm gonna do." Tanjiro starts squeezing his arm really tight and forces him to let go. Unfazed, the strength girls continue. "Now it's time to choose your ore." Tanjiro, looking at the ores, think in his head "Oh, there you go, that's the one." Grabs it, and everybody kind of, or mostly the scarred man, but most people kind of look at him shocked, what was that? He just casually grabbed the ore? How does he even know that's the right one? The guys with scars on his face "Kid, wait up!" How do you even know that's the right ore? Tanjiro looks behind him and he goes, I'm sorry. Do you not know which ore it is? Do you need help? And the guy with scars on his face kind of looks at Tanjiro, just pissed off. Tanjiro just kind of like scoffs at him and just begins walking down the mountain once again. Tanjiro then makes it down the mountain. Pretty exhausted at this point, mentally drained from just the overall experience. But there's one thing he wasn't ready for. He begins to walk the trail to go back to Urokodaki's place, and he sees his sister awake right in front of him. He just can't believe it. Is this real? Is he dreaming? So Tanjiro basically sees Nezuko for the first time in practically years, it seems, because she was never awake. Tanjiro runs to his sister. Nezuko, you're awake. I'm so happy, Nezuko. I promise I'll turn you back. I'll turn you back into a human. As Tanjiro collapses, Urokodaki comes over and they all hug. As they rest in the house, they begin to talk. So when will I be able to get my sword? Not very long. I mean, should be here by tomorrow. As he wakes, and then that next morning as he wakes up and just waits for a little bit, a strange man with a strange looking mask comes to the house, explaining to them that he's the person who made his sword. Seeing Tanjiro's hair and the seemingly face scar, he hopes for this beautiful red sword, and he goes on and on about how I've never seen a red sword and it would be so awesome. And as he hands the sword over, the color begins to change to not red, but actually black. Whoa, a black sword? Is that good or bad or okay? Well, we don't know much about these types of swords actually. Why not? Well, most of the people that wield them, and before he's able to actually finish his sentence, then out of nowhere the sword just begins to reveal this green aura that like wraps around it. Wait, what about this? Is this normal? I have no clue. I've never seen this before. What about you, Mr. Urokodaki? No, never. After the sword maker leaves, Tanjiro gets a gift, the box for Nezuko, and it's this beautiful little like chest that he can put on his back with straps, like a little wooden backpack. And a few more final words, and Tanjiro was off to find basically the cure for his sister to become human, and basically go on his first Demon Slayer mission. In the sky, he hears a crow speaking to him. The town ahead! The town ahead! Females going missing! Nothing is left! Go to the town ahead! Okay, I'm going. When he gets there, he hears a man crying and getting yelled at while he's being just beaten down. Whoa, what's going on? Well, if you have to know, my daughter was taken, and this idiot right here was the reason why. Sir, come here. I need to talk to you, Tanjiro says to the man, basically being beat senseless. The man then explains that he was just walking around at night with his wife until out of nowhere, poof, she was gone. I don't know what happened. I have no clue. It's okay. I'm sure everything will be fine. I will do everything in my power to figure this out. Tanjiro begins to sniff around for hours and hours until the night came. In a distant house somewhere in the town, there is a demon lurking. As holes in the floor begin to appear and disappear and then reappear, you can hear a loud scream come from the distance. Tanjiro, in a full sprint, heads over to where the scream came from. And the stench just gets sharper and sharper until the swamp demon comes out of the ground in front of him. Oh, a little demon slayer, huh? Why are you taking these women? Because They taste so good. You're disgusting. Disgusting? No. The only reason why I can live is by eating. So how about I eat you? The swamp demon charges at Tanjiro and with ease dodges the swift attacks until the swamp demon basically just makes duplicates of himself. Oh, you can do that too? Nezuko then jumps out of her little box and kicks the swamp demon right in the face, spinning his head like a pin needle, just spinning it. And then after that, and the demon is like, wait, what? This girl, she's a demon herself. Wait, what did that kid say? Kid, what do you mean by you can do that too? Oh, the multiple thing of yourself. How you have multiple of yourself? What do you mean you could do that? You're not a demon, are you? No, I'm not a demon. And then cutting him off, Tanjiro basically just goes, Shadow Clone Jutsu! Making 3 other Shadow Clones. Yeah, I can do that too. Sending one of his Shadow Clones while the demon's distracted and very confused, how is this kid even able to do that? Sending him down one of the holes. As fast as possible. And then the swamp demon begins to charge at him once again. Damn, I can't protect this guy and then also fight him, especially with how fast he is right now. Wait, I have an idea. Sending one of his Shadow Clones right next to the guy and having Nezuko basically right next to the guy as well, guaranteeing that the man that was with him was gonna be safe. Now, he begins to calm his mind and focus. Water breathing. And begins to breathe slowly. First gate open! Gate of opening! Charging at the swamp demon, Tanjiro begins to just slice off all his limbs. Kid, you can't kill me like that. Oh, yeah, I know. What do you mean by that? What do you mean I know? Then another Shadow Clone comes from behind through the hole that it was originally in. First gate, first form, water surface slash, slicing the demon's head off. And the demon just begins to disintegrate. Wait. Do you know who Muzan Kibutsuji is? The demon's eyes just grow wild in full fear. Can I turn a demon back into a human? In complete shock, the demon says nothing and just disappears into the night air. Tanjiro basically just sighs and he's like, damn, how am I gonna figure out who this guy is? And he walks up over to the guy that he was protecting. Sir, I'm sorry I couldn't save your wife. Unfortunately, we couldn't find any bodies, so he probably already devoured her. But here, look at this. And he pulls out the collection of items that the demon has. And the man grabs the pink bow. This was my wife's. I'm sorry I couldn't have been here sooner, sir. It's okay. It's alright. Thank you for killing the demon that was in this town. As the man basically just begins to cry. Tanjiro then leaves with Nezuko and heads off to the city through the instructions of his crow. While on the way there, he hears a voice. Young Tanjiro! Oh, Sage of Six Paths, what's up? I want to tell you something. I wanted to tell you about something. Okay. What is it? Well, I taught you taijutsu, ninjutsu, and ninjutsu, but there's one more thing I haven't really taught you. Okay, what is it? Genjutsu. Basically, in simple terms, you can trap people in some sort of mirage-like state. Convince them that they are doing something you are truly not. Or maybe even make them see things that you yourself are not doing. But it seems like you're defying the impossible. So basically what I've been doing, but just like in a visual way. Yeah, I guess you can say that, but beyond that, this is gonna be arguably one of the hardest things you have to learn, and that's just an estimate. I don't really know for sure, but you did pick up on taijutsu pretty quickly, knowing, and you're able to use 3 of the 8 gates. There's 8 gates? Yeah, I told you this. Oh, you did? I definitely did. Whatever, that's not the point. And there's taijutsu and ninjutsu. You are very talented in both. And you learned it pretty quickly, but genjutsu will most likely hold some sort of struggle. Okay, Sage, well, how do I do it? Well, it's gonna take some time for me to teach you, so finish up this mission and then we'll talk after. Okay, sounds good. Good luck, young Tanjiro. Alright. Well then, Tanjiro begins making it to the city. Gets a bite to eat and just sits down. He basically starts thinking about what the Sage of Six Paths said. Like, genjutsu, huh? I thought I was already, like, learning so much. Like, I have 3 of the 8 gates. Like, I know how to make shadow clones, and I know some basic ninjutsu signs, but genjutsu, that sounds like a whole different. And his thought process just completely goes away. He begins to smell something. What does that smell? Like, I've smelt that before. It's him. Muzan. Tanjiro begins to run. And run. And run. Until he stops. Muzan Kibutsuji. Muzan then turns to him with an interested expression. Who are you, kid? I'm the one that you killed his entire family. I'm the one. As Muzan begins to completely turn around, he sees a daughter, a little girl in Muzan's hands. What are you talking about? I killed your what? Daddy, what is the man talking about? I don't know, honey. And then another adult female comes over. Honey, who is this kid? I'm not sure. He's just came over here running. Are you okay, son? Tanjiro just in pure shock. How? And his head is just running wild. How? He has a family. He's hiding? How is this even possible? How did I run into him? You're just in plain sight, Muzan. Tanjiro, thinking about, goes to pull out his blade and then decides not to. Muzan and his some sort of family, I guess, begins to walk away. And he scratches this demon, or this human, on the neck and turning him into a demon. Tanjiro, as fast as possible, takes out the demon pretty swiftly, cutting his head off. But then everyone's kind of looking at him like, whoa, what was that? You just killed that man. And Tanjiro tries to explain, no, that was a demon, like, you don't understand. And the police and the people basically hold him down. And as Muzan's walking away, and while Tanjiro's on the ground, he says, Muzan Kibutsuji, I don't care how you look. I don't care where you go. I will find you. And you will die by my blade. Tanjiro's blade begins to just spark. Just this green, just dark green aura. And he inadvertently just opens the first gate out of just pure rage. And then, out of nowhere, his body turns into a log, and Tanjiro's nowhere to be seen. All the people around him just super confused. What was that? What was that? Now, in the perspective of Muzan, Muzan is telling his family that he has to go out on a trip for work. And he basically tells them that he will be back soon and he promises to be safe. As he says this, his family leaves and Muzan goes into a back alley. You two. The kid with those weird earrings and the scar on his face and the black blade. I need him dead. Can you do that? Yes, sir. And they both just disappear into the shadows. Good. That kid, he worries me. And Muzan walks away into the shadows. And now back to Tanjiro, running back toward where he was just eating. He sees Nezuko outside her box sitting there. Until he's basically walked up on by a person. And he's like, listen, you need to come with me. Tanjiro looks at him like, why would I come with you? You just need to come with me. Wait, aren't you a demon? Kid, yes. But I need you to come with me. I don't know. Can I trust you? You need to come with me, Demon Slayer. I don't even know who you are. My name is Yoshiro. And you're a demon as well? Yes, just like your odd-looking sister. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, for one, watch what you say about Nezuko. Nezuko is not odd-looking. She is the most beautiful girl in our village. Okay, also, secondly, where are we going? Miss Tamayo wants to speak with you. Tanjiro, after a little complaining about how this demon treated Nezuko, Tanjiro just ends up complying and going with the demon. Walking through what seems to be a brick wall, but there's a concealment spell on it. He then finally meets what we know as Miss Tamayo for the first time. Speaking about a cure to maybe bring back demons to the human state, Tamayo then tells Tanjiro about the 12 Kizuki and that she needs the blood of them to possibly make a cure. After a little conversation about the situation with Nezuko and how she's a good demon and she sleeps to actually regain her strength without like eating humans or drinking human blood, a bunch of red looking dodgeballs come flying through the room, a flurry of them just bouncing around. What are these? Yashiro then looks at Tanjiro and tells him, Tanjiro, you cannot be hit by one of these, as he gets struck in the head by one of them, taking his head clean off. Tanjiro basically weeps to him and basically is like, no! And then Miss Tamayo reassures him like, he's fine, Tanjiro. He will regenerate. Focus on the task at hand. You're right. I have an idea. Tanjiro begins to do hand signs. And in complete confusion, Miss Tamayo is like, what are you doing, Tanjiro? Something I learned a couple years ago. Maybe I'll explain it later, but it has to be after we get out of this. But for now, it's called Chakra. A shadow begins to form. A black shadow begins to form underneath Tanjiro and stretches out to the outside. There's one of them. I gotcha. Then the red balls that were just flying through the room abruptly just stop. There's still one more, but one is down. Where's the other one? Come on, let's go greet our uninvited guests. Walking out the house, this girl that was seemingly throwing these dodgeball things is just now stuck in place. Tanjiro, how did you do that? Long story short, an eternally aged old guy with an awesome staff, by the way, taught me this. Basically, at least. Now where is that other demon? What other demon? Or what other demon? The one in the tree. Got him. The demon with what seems to be eyes in his hands jumps out of the tree. I can't control my body. Me neither. Is this one of those good demon's blood arts or something? Tanjiro then begins to speak. Actually, no, it's not. And frankly, that was just to expose where you were. Oh, so what now, kid? Oh, well, knowing that right when I let you go, you two will most likely dodge. But why would I tell you my whole plan? That's not very logical, don't you think? Tanjiro then, without a second thought, loosens the grasp of the shadow possession. But then from the shadows, a clone of him swoops in and cuts off the female demon's head. That was my plan. To get the powerhouse out of the way first. Clever kid, with your little magic tricks or whatever they are. But you stand no chance against me. As the demon says this, he lifts Tanjiro into the air. Oh, I let my guard down! No! Throwing him around like a rag doll. And the demon grabs Lady Tamayo as well and does the same with her. Until the demon is about to slam Tanjiro into the ground. Boosh! This huge smoke cloud comes up over everything. Dumb kid. Not good enough, huh? As the smoke clears, all that is left is a wood log. What? Water breathing. Fourth form. Striking tide. Slicing the male demon's head off with ease, just like that. Tanjiro, looking up, seeing Miss Tamayo in the air, basically falling down, jumps up, grabbing her, setting her on the ground. Thank you, young Tanjiro. Do not touch Lady Tamayo! Smack! What the heck was that for? Stop yelling at the kid that just defended us with his life. It's okay, Miss Tamayo. I'm glad I was able to help, Tanjiro says. Well, me and Nezuko better get going now. I'll be in touch about those blood samples. And Tanjiro, says the young male demon. I guess your sister is very beautiful. Tanjiro smiles, and his journey to this mysterious mansion that the crow was talking about begins. As he makes his way over there, a voice in his head begins to talk once again. Young Tanjiro. Oh, what's up, Sage? I want to introduce something to you. Oh yeah, that Genjutsu thing, right? No. This is something else. Well, okay, what is it? Basically, as a user of Chakra, the ninja world and its people had Chakra natures. Luckily, I can deem what your Chakra nature is, since, I'm kind of part of your Chakra itself. Oh, okay. Well, what natures am I? Well, to no surprise, your first nature is water. But your second nature is actually lightning. Whoa, really? Yes, this is very fortunate occurrence, actually. Basically, I want you to learn a couple of fire style and water style jutsus, and try your best to master them. This may allow you to enhance your swordsman capabilities, maybe even combining them with your sword. Okay, yeah, sounds great. I will get right on that when I have free time in between these missions. Sounds good, young Tanjiro, and good luck. Thanks, Sage. Tanjiro, with Nezuko in her box, continues down the road until they hear a kid with a sword holstered to his side just begging for this girl's love. Please, I'm gonna die. Just marry me. Tanjiro then walks up to see the commotion, and the young yellow-haired kid tells him that this girl won't marry him. I just want her to marry me. What's your name, man? Zenitsu. Okay, Zenitsu, you're coming with me. Tanjiro then begins to drag Zenitsu. Wait, why? I just want her to marry me. Because she doesn't want you, and frankly, I need to talk to another human for once. These trips before missions are just horrible. Hey, I'm here, Sage says. Sage, you're not actually a human though. Oh my god. Who are you talking to? Never mind that. Wait, you said a mission? Yes, a mission. You're going with me. But I don't want to die. You're not going to die. Calm down. As they get to the mansion, they see two kids cowering underneath a tree. Tanjiro walks up slowly, asking what's wrong and are you okay? Until a young kid comes flying out of the mansion, bloodied and just seemingly dead with multiple slash wounds. Ah, no! We're gonna die just like him. Tanjiro looks at the body. We gotta do something, and do something quick. As the group of the two little kids, Tanjiro and Zenitsu, enter the mansion, they are quickly separated, leaving Tanjiro to fend for himself, but also to protect this little girl. As this happens, Tanjiro makes it to this demon with drums on his body, contemplating with seemingly someone else on what to do. That kid, he got away. I need his blood. The demon continues to ramble on and on. Tanjiro about to speak and say something, this boar-looking kid comes crashing through the roof. That demon! That demon's mine to kill! Slashing at Tanjiro. You're a demon slayer too, right? Stop attacking me! The boar man continues to attack until the demon turns the room, throwing the boar man out of the room. Tanjiro then tries to charge at the demon until the room begins to spin and spin and spin. Tanjiro begins to try and bounce off the walls until he begins to think about his best course of action. In the distance, he hears this thunder sound from another room, remembering that the kid that they were searching for is still in another room, so he may be able to get to him through the wall directly behind the demon. The room continues to spin, and Tanjiro begins to question the demon. So are you part of the 12 Kiseki? Because I really would like to chat with Muzan, unless you know how to turn a demon back into a human. Hearing this, the demon begins to smack his drums even more, and as it adds this slashing as well. Fine, not the talkative type? That is fine. Shadow Clone Jutsu! Tanjiro then creates 4 other clones and begins to close the distance on the demon. The demon, completely confused, begins to try and slash down the clones with his middle drum, until the clones point their thumb into a part of their chests. Their aura begins to turn a light green. First gate! Open! All the clones charge forward and get slashed. Then they poof into smoke, until the real Tanjiro follows up right behind them. Water breathing, second form! Water wheel! Slashing the demon's head clean off. Tanjiro's green tint then fades and he kneels right next to the demon. I'm sorry, but if it is any consolation, your music is beautiful. Tanjiro then extracts the blood from him and the demon begins to sob. You really like my music? The demon fades into nothing. Tanjiro, heading out of the mansion with the younger children's brother, begins to hear a sound of Zenitsu pleading for someone to stop hitting him and that he will not fight him. Tanjiro then exits, seeing this boar-masked boy kicking Zenitsu while he holds Nezuko's box. Tanjiro, I knew this box was important, so I've been protecting it, so I had to protect it for you. Tanjiro, hearing this, tries to get this boar-masked boy to stop. Listen, what's your name? Inosuke! And I want to fight what's in this box. My name is Tanjiro. Kanjiro? No, Tanjiro. Kappa Tanjiro? No, Tanjiro. Never mind. You can't fight what's in the box. Well, then I'll fight you. Inosuke charges at Tanjiro, kicking into his gut, then poofing into a log. What? How did you do that? You witch! No, Inosuke. It's something I learned in my training. What? That's so cool! Show me now! Okay, look, I'll teach you how to do that, I promise, if you just don't hurt the box in Zenitsu anymore, and you come along with us on the journey. You got a deal, Tanjiro! It's Never mind. The three of them then reunite the kids with their brother and send them off home. then leaving to what they thought to be their next mission. The crow begins to tell them that it's time to rest, it's time to rest. As they approach a home, and an old lady offers them a chance to relax and eat food and sleep. During this time, they eat food and get ready to sleep. As this happens, Tanjiro's box opens and Nezuko comes up. Tanjiro? Yes, Zenitsu? Why didn't you tell me you were carrying along a girl? She's my sister, Zenitsu. Her name is Nezuko. Nezuko? Nezuko-chan! Nezuko! Zenitsu, please stop. Then they all go to sleep. They wake up to a crow telling them to go to Natagumo Mountain. Many demon slayers have been sent, but never returned. Must go now. They begin to head to the mountain, and when right outside the mountain, I don't want to die. I don't want to go, please. Zenitsu, come on. We have to go. No, I don't want to die. Fine. Let's go, Inosuke. They then leave Zenitsu behind and proceed up the mountain, meeting with another demon slayer. He then explains that other demon slayers went in, but never came out. Under this realization, they proceeded running into various demon slayers tied with strings as they begin to attack both Tanjiro and Inosuke. Inosuke, we can't hurt them, be careful. Okay, fine, Banjiro. They then decide to string the demons up on trees to stop them from moving. Inosuke, we need to find where that demon is. He then complies, saying, Yes, and I will do so, just like the leader I am. Beast breathing. Gotcha. Lanjiro, that way. They begin to head in that direction until they come across the Mother Spider's demon doll. Without a hesitation, Tanjiro activates the first form and tells Inosuke to aim at the bottom part of the neck, grabbing and throwing him into the air. While the demon doll tries to swat Inosuke out of the sky, Tanjiro kicks the demon doll's arm out of the way, allowing for Inosuke to slice the demon doll, killing it for good. Tanjiro then jumps from various trees, looking to slice the other demon's head off, and sees her jumping at her, and sees that she's opening her arms and begins to smile, realizing that in a way this was mercy for that demon. Tanjiro decides to use his fifth form of water breathing. Water breathing, fifth form, slicing the demon's head off without much pain and suffering at all. The demon then smiles, seemingly glad of the sudden occurrence, as Tanjiro kneels next to the lady demon. May you rest in the next life peacefully, Miss Demon. She looks at Tanjiro with a smile, and with her eyes thanks him for his mercy. After this, both Tanjiro and Inosuke continue on and are attacked by this massive demon, who they try to fight together until Tanjiro is sent flying. Inosuke! Survive! Tanjiro then lands on the ground, looking up to see a childlike demon looking at him. He then notices that this demon is talking down and threatening, seemingly his little sister, until she runs off. Why would you treat her like that? Isn't she your family? 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 Of course, but you can only be part of my family if you are completely loyal and useful. What are you talking about? My name is Rui, the demon of this forest, and frankly, the head of my family who lives here. And you are trespassing and need to leave. Right when he finishes saying this line, tons of strings begin to surround Tanjiro. As he slashes through them, more and more seem to come. Nezuko, noticing the threat, jumps out of her box to the amusement of Rui. Another demon, wow. But loyal to a human, interesting. She's my sister. Wow, what a sister she is. Loyal even after becoming a demon. Tanjiro then charges at him once again, but is seemingly caught in the strings until he poofs into a log. And he slices at Rui's head, but barely misses and slices his arm. Nice trick, Demon Slayer, but not good enough. Tanjiro then charges once again, as Nezuko does so as well, trying to basically help help him out, gets caught in the wires and sliced up. Nezuko! Tanjiro continues the charge. I must protect her. First gate, open! His sword begins to slightly gain a lighter green tint, charging forward, slicing and closing the distance. Rui then contemplates. He's faster than before, but how? Water breathing, 10th form, constant flux. Tanjiro begins to gain more and more speed with every move. Oh, you think this is my strongest wires, huh? The wires then become a dark red color and begin to cover Tanjiro. No, this can't be it. Tanjiro thinking back to his father and the dance he did when he was deathly sick in the freezing cold. His sword began to light a blaze, but it glowed with a fierce green tint, slicing through the wires like butter, pushing forward with tremendous speed. Second gate, open! What? He's faster than before! Nezuko! Nezuko! Please! You need to help your brother, or he'll die! Nezuko then wakes up. Blood demon art! Exploding blood! The explosion gives Tanjiro an opening, slicing off the head of the demon Rui. As this happens, Tanjiro's body begins to give out. Damn. I went to the third gate without realizing it. I think I'm out for the count now. He looks up to see Rui's body slowly disintegrating. How was he that fast? I even tried to cut my own head off, but he was too fast. I could barely see him. He can't be real. The demon then disappears as Tanjiro lays there. Good job, Tanjiro. Tomioka. Tomioka! Yeah, looks like you handle things here. Let me help you get up. Tomioka then puts Tanjiro on his shoulder. Tanjiro then about to tell Nezuko to go into her box. Shinobu slices at Nezuko, but it's blocked by Tomioka. Tanjiro, can you stand? Sorta. Yeah. You and Nezuko need to run now. In agreement, Nezuko and Tanjiro run until Kananao stops them and knocks Tanjiro out with this stomp to his head. Tanjiro then just completely blacks out. Out of nowhere, Tanjiro reawakens and he's in front of very colorful people, and they introduce themselves as the Hashira. They begin asking him questions until Shinobu tells them that he's probably thirsty. After drinking some water, he explains that the demon in that box is his sister and that she has never eaten a human ever. Everyone in disbelief tells him that the Demon Slayer Corps forbids this, and a lot of them want to have him executed. Tomioka also being seen in the other side of the fountain as they talk about Tomioka's punishment for defending the boy. The Wind Hashira then grabs the box and stabs into it, trying to get her Nezuko to come out. Tanjiro, out of impulse, breaks his restraints and headbutts the Wind Hashira, taking the box from him, and readies himself until the master comes walking in. Everyone kneels, including the Wind Hashira, forcing Tanjiro to the ground. They begin to speak of Nezuko and say that Tanjiro, Tomioka, and Urokodaki have agreed that they will sacrifice their life if Nezuko is to ever harm a human. The Wind Hashira is in dispute, brings Nezuko into the shade, stabbing himself and stabbing her to get her to drink his blood. But as Nezuko comes out, her mouth begins to water and drool, but she turns away in disgust. The master confirms that nobody will touch Nezuko, and Tanjiro, which then Tanjiro is sent to the infirmary, or whatever you want to call it, over there. He is a lot less harmed in this canon, actually, but is still pretty beat up, right? Inosuke, Tanjiro, and Zenitsu then begin their rehabilitation, in which involve various amounts of training until they stop going, while Tanjiro continues, beginning his training in total concentration constant. After a while, he gets a hang of it and finally convinces Inosuke and Zenitsu to follow suit, even trying to teach Inosuke the basics of chakra control, in which he struggles with the idea in it. And Tanjiro is wondering if maybe he's the only one able to actually use it. Remembering back to what Sage said, about him being the embodiment of this world's chakra. After mastering total concentration, constant, and after Tanjiro learns a couple more tricks involving his chakra, they begin to leave to their next mission involving a train. And they will be meeting somebody or someone who Tanjiro wants to talk to about this fire breathing he channeled, Rengoku. They then get to the train and Inosuke begins to challenge it to a fight. And Tanjiro is under the assumption that it's some mythical creature. They then eventually are able to get pulled back into the train and finally get on it, going through different carts. Until Tanjiro goes, I smell him. He's in this cart right here, entering to where Rengoku is, hearing, delicious! 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 Over and over again. Meeting with him, Tanjiro begins to ask about fire breathing, but Rengoku tells him that he would love to tell him about it, but he doesn't know what it is. As this is said, 2 demons show up, but just as fast as they show up, they are defeated by Rengoku. After that, the 3 of them plead to him to be his pupil, agreeing to them. They all sit down. Eventually, a man comes around looking very ominous, seemingly, begins to stamp their train tickets. As soon as this happens, about 5-10 seconds after, they fall into a deep sleep. Tanjiro seemingly waking up in the snow, hearing his family's voices calling to him. Big brother, you're back from selling coal? What? Yeah, I guess I am. What is this? My family's here? Come on, Mom's making food. Tanjiro then goes to his house, seeing his family, beginning to fall into this brand new reality around him. Sitting with his family eating dinner and seemingly at peace, until he hears a voice in his head. Young Tanjiro. What? It's the Sage of Six Paths. You are dreaming. You need to wake up. Tanjiro then sprints to the pond near him, seeing himself within it. You need to wake up! Now! The Sage of Six Paths voice arises in his head once again. You are dreaming, Tanjiro. You need to wake up. What? How do I even do that? By doing something that in the real world would take an immense amount of will. You mean... Yes, young Tanjiro. Hearing his family in the background, he gives them one last smile and under his breath tells them he loves them and takes his blade to his own neck, waking up to Rengoku choking somebody as well as being attacked by these children. After knocking them out, he looks at the last one. Are you okay? Your soul. It's so pure. I'm sorry for what I was going to do. I would rather have horrible dreams than kill someone like you. Tanjiro smiles and tries to wake up the other people to no avail, telling Nezuko to cut off the binds and protect the people who are asleep. Tanjiro heads to the roof, seeing the demon. Tanjiro, am I right? Why didn't you just sleep in your wondrous dream? You could have had everything. Your family, your... Tanjiro cuts the demon off and charges with insane speed, slicing through the demon's head. Wow, Tanjiro. All talk, I see. Or no talk, I see. I like the enthusiasm. Until this huge thing comes out from the train. I'm not even in my true form. Because this whole train is me. And only me. Tanjiro quickly slices at the demon and then dives into the carts, trying to protect the citizens in the back. In the back you can hear lightning and thunder sounds being repeated in the back carts. Does that mean Zenitsu's awake? Yes, young Tanjiro, he sorta is. And so is your boyfriend. Great. Let me handle these carts. You and your boyfriend must kill the demon's actual body. Tanjiro and Inosuke make their move to the front of the train. Shadow Clone Jutsu! Kachanjiro! What is that? A little help for the other carts, don't worry. As they get there, they see the conductor, and he tries to stab Tanjiro until a log is set in his place, and Inosuke knocks him out. Inosuke, under this, it has to be the demon's neck. In agreement, they both strike at it, but only getting so far, and Tanjiro then begins to think, Inosuke, I have an idea. You need to launch me in the air as far as possible. What? What? Why? Just do it. Inosuke, now! Tanjiro, now mid-air. Third gate, open, lightning style, green electricity, water dragon, electric blade! Slicing through the protective layer of the demon, and even through the demon's neck with one foul swoop. Whoa, Tanjiro! What was that? Something I learned during our training. That was so cool! Thanks. Rengoku then meets up with them, telling them that everyone is safe and that they didn't. Amazing! Tanjiro begins to laugh until he hears someone else talk, and they all turn. The Flame Hashira Rengoku, huh? What a surprise. Didn't know you would be here. Demon, upper 3. Tanjiro, Inosuke, get back. What? Rengoku begins to fight the demon, and seemingly Rengoku has the upper hand, but the regeneration of the demon just keeps him in the fight. Rengoku just become a demon, and we could fight forever. Your wounds would heal instantly. No, I will never become a demon, because being human is beautiful. Death is beautiful. It is part of why humans are worth being saved. Damn it! I feel useless. I want to help, but I feel... Damn it, Inosuke. You really know how to convince someone to do something irrational. Tanjiro, what? Rengoku then begins to talk. If you ever feel like you're going to lose, that you are going to die, set your heart ablaze and push forward and fight! Rengoku, with a new resolve, charges forward at the demon and begins to sway the battle, stabbing the demon and bringing his sword slicing straight up, just missing the demon's head. The demon then stabs Rengoku in the side. Please say you'll become a demon. He told you! He will never! Tanjiro then comes jumping in. First gate, open! Slicing at the demon. Kid, you're not strong enough. Second gate, open! Tanjiro, no, get back. This is my fight. No, it's mine as well now. Third gate, open! I'm gaining speed, but I'm still not fast enough. Tanjiro then remembers what Sage said. Be careful with the gates. You could kill yourself in the process, but the 8th gate is a guarantee that you will kill yourself. It doesn't matter. 4th gate, open! This kid, he's getting faster and stronger. 5th gate, open! What is he? Is he matching the Hashira speed? But how? Rengoku looks up at Tanjiro. This kid, how is he? 6th gate, open! Slicing off the arms of the demon. I can barely dodge. Young Tanjiro, calm down. Your body can't maintain this. It doesn't matter. Rengoku needs time to recover. And if I don't give him that, he will die. Tanjiro, you cannot go to the 8th gate. You will die. 7th may even kill you. Or at least put you out of commission for a while. Damn it. It doesn't matter. 7th gate. Gate of Wonder. Open. Total concentration. Water breathing. Second form. Water wheel. This kid, I have to escape. I can't keep this up. And the sun, it's about to be out. He doesn't know my body's about to give out. Letting him think that I can do this for a while is my best bluff I got. Charging at the demon with no intent of actually continuing the fight, the demon shockwaves the ground and escapes in the forest. Dumb demon. Why is he dumb, Tanjiro? Rengoku asks. My body already gave out. I can't fight anymore anyways. As Tanjiro falls to the ground and just passes out. Rengoku and Inosuke and Zenitsu stand above him. Rengoku thinks, this kid, he's not only something insane, he just saved my life.
I don't wanna waste what's left.